This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right. How you doing, bro? You doing good?
Doing good, Just out here playing pickleball in the morning at the yards at Amelia and Hialeah, indoors. So I got some buddies here with me, but having a good day, man. How are you?
Good, bro. Good. I'm sure you saw Saturday night, and you've been here a long time, and you know I've either participated or covered Hurricanes, Heat, and Hurricanes baseball and football championships, Marlins championships. We and now the Panthers. We never that had nothing to do with Miami people on Saturday night, bro.
No,
nothing to do with Miami people on Saturday night.
Those were all out of towners that were here to, I guess, enjoy the soccer game, brother, and just a lot of craziness. It was insane.
It's like our South Beach shit that goes on during
basically, yeah.
That we have all the out of towners come and the police end up arresting, and you find out that 95% of those people are all from out of town and they came here to raise hell. You know what I'm saying? And hell, these are out of countryers, probably. Not even out of towners. These are out of countryers. You know what I'm saying?
Behavior I've never seen before, man. People climbing in air vents to get into the stadium was something I'd never seen before. But hey, it's the new world we live in. What can you say?
Although that meme with Bruce Willis wearing the
that's true. That's true. Yeah, Die Hard.
Bro, that meme was that was classic right there. You know, come out to South Florida. We'll break into the stadium. We'll steal somebody's seats. We'll destroy the escalator. You know? Yeah. So that I gotta say that meme was actually just spot on right there. And somehow or another, I feel like these vents are going to be secured more than ever nowadays. So
you'd hope so. You'd hope that security's ready for people to sneak in via the vents. That's something that they learned off of this experience.
It worked in the Nakatomi Plaza. It will work here. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Oh man, that's some crazy stuff. All right, the recruiting trail. What's the latest with the Canes?
Well, they're waiting on a big one tomorrow. DJ Pickett, the 5-star cornerback, number 2 cornerback in the country, from Zephyr Hills, Florida. His cousin, of course, is already here on the roster at Miami, and it looks like it's going to be a Miami or Oregon decision. It's funny how Mario Cristobal is going up against his former school for recruits, which tells you that Miami's NIL is nice and healthy if they're going against Phil Knight money and Oregon for a player. So we'll find out about DJ Pickett tomorrow, and then there's a couple of other guys Miami's recruited. One of them, Jabari Antoine, I think is going to announce on the 20th. It's another cornerback guy out of Louisiana. Miami's done a pretty good job pulling guys out of Louisiana of late, so former LSU commitment. So those are the 2 big ones here in the next week. But, it's going to run all the way through August, and then you got to actually sign the guys when it comes to December. And to sign the guys, you better have a good season.
Okay. The Pickett kid, what is he, a 5 or 4-star? What's the deal?
5-star out of Zephyr Hills, 6'2", long arms, 195-pound safety type, guy that can certainly play cornerback, NFL body. Again, his cousin is already going to school here. He was part of the last class. His uncle played for Ohio State, was in the NFL, I think, with the Titans for a while. So the Pickett family has some super athletic roots, and father, I think the uncle actually, the father of the cousin who played at Miami, his dad played at Miami back in the 90s. So, just super athletic kid, great cover guy, reads quarterbacks well, jumps routes, kind of guy that Miami needs because, quite frankly, cornerback has been a position where they haven't necessarily landed 5-star guys. They've had a lot of them here in South Florida. Patrick Surtain's kid was one of them, right? Went to Alabama, was the SEC Defensive Player of the Year, a top 10 pick in the NFL, a Pro Bowler. Couldn't get him to come to Miami because Miami wasn't good. Well, Miami still isn't good, but Mario's working on it. And NIL is working on it, and you hope that between those two things, you can start landing some of these 5 stars.
All right, and the other position that we were so spoiled that they always had stars at that position, dominant forces at that position. So
Yeah.
an Upshaw kid that they recruited, or any of the guys that they recruited at wide receiver, are any of those guys like, hey, this guy is going to be an Andre Johnson type? Have any of their receiver recruits, been talked about like, okay, this is like a number one superstar type guy here for us that we haven't had in a long time?
Well, the highest rated guy that they've brought in, and they just got a receiver commitment this past weekend from a 4-star kid. I think out of Utah. That was a 5'11", 6 foot type guy, not a huge receiver, more of a playmaking type threat. But the best guy that they've gotten is JoJo Trader in terms of highest rated recruit. JoJo Trader was at one point a 5-star kid. If you watch the state championships, the state high school championships this past year when Chaminade played and they had Jeremiah Smith, who was the number 1 5-star guy in the country, ended up going to Ohio State. Well, JoJo Trader was also on that team. They were teammates. And he made this absolutely ridiculous one-handed grab in the back of the end zone. Just pure athleticism. You can look it up on Twitter or on the internet. You can find it. But JoJo is the most decorated guy that they've signed here in a while. I'm trying to think back to other guys that they've had that were top 100 receivers. Nye Carr is another one, a kid they got out of Georgia who used to be committed to the Bulldogs. He was part of this last class. But Trader is definitely the highest rated. And he's a freshman. He's going to be wearing number 0 this fall for the Hurricanes. Right now, I would say he's probably the 5th best receiver that we have and Miami has. But there's a chance by the end of the season he's top 3 because he's just such a freak, a guy that can star on both sides. He could play, in my opinion, you could put that guy at cornerback and he could be a starting cornerback for you. And that's a position that right now, when you look at Miami, you say, man, there's not enough cornerbacks. He's the kind of guy that I think could play both for Miami and be really, really good.
All right, good stuff. What else are you working on the Athletics so folks can check you out?
Yeah, well, listen, the video game, the NCAA video game just came out yesterday. People who paid for early access of it. And I had a column this morning introducing all the video game players. 11 years between the video game releases because of NIL and the Ed O'Bannon case. So it just came out, and college football fans are super excited. I'm sure you've seen it on your timeline, all the videos, people posting videos of the video game. It's back, it's back. So I wrote a column basically saying, hey, if you haven't paid attention to college football since the last video game, these are all the things that have happened. And it's crazy. You go back and you look at just what's transpired here in the last 11 years because that game came out in 2013, July 2013. NIL, 12-team playoff, transfer portal, all the conference realignment. Go back to 2013 when Jameis Winston led FSU to the national title and look at the win-loss records for teams. Nebraska. Remember how great Nebraska was? 8 straight losing seasons for the Cornhuskers. Miami obviously has fallen off. The Gators actually have a worse record than Miami over the last 11 years, and Miami's been very mid. So just look at all the teams that used to be champions. And now they're just kind of average. So if you want to check that column out, that's at The Athletic. And I'll have another one here on Miami talking about what's happened this offseason since the end of the spring game, because everybody's like, hey, man, I really haven't been paying attention. What's going on? Who did they add in the transfer portal? So if you want to find out and you want to recap, that'll be coming out this week as well.
Yeah, that's why I asked about the receivers because, man, we need a star, bro. It would be fun to see a star again at that position. A dominant player at that position. It just hasn't happened.
I think JoJo's an NFL receiver. I think he'll be drafted. I think he's too good of a talent to not make it to the NFL. He's about 6 foot, 6'1", not Andre Johnson, 6'4", or anything like that, but a guy that has incredible range with his arms and ability to just snatch the ball out of the air and game breaker. He'll catch the ball in space, and he'll take off and beat 2 or 3 guys down the field. So a special talent and a guy that I think Miami fans will be really excited to watch here in the years to come.
All right, good stuff. Follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro and subscribe to The Athletic so you can get all the insight. We'll be back on Friday with our Canes Wear Miami Hurricanes report. Enjoy your pickleball, my brother. We'll catch up later on in the week.
All right, brother. Take care. See ya.
You got it. Hey, Canesware's got Miami Fanware's got everything. Miami's season is heating up. And if you want to get your Messi jersey, Messi shirt, I know we're going to be missing Messi for a couple of weeks. I know. Michelle Kaufman reported that he's out for the next couple of games, and that the coach said he doesn't think it's serious. Although, man, that thing looked mangled. But they've got all kinds of Inter Miami gear, flags, stickers, and wristbands, and bracelets, and all kinds of stuff. And anything and everything with a Hurricanes logo on it. They got Dolphin stuff. They got Miami Heat stuff. They've even got Marlins stuff. Come on. World champion Florida Panthers gear. You want to get your world championship hat or shirt? You can get it at Caneswear. And use our code BIG010. You will get 10% off. BIG010. Get 10% off. And if you don't live in town, you can go online to caneswear.com, order anything and everything over $99, and you will get free shipping. Plus, use our code BIG010, and you will get 10% off at caneswear.com.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.